did it again, Jamie. I had the wrong slide queued up.
Hold on. Well,
So here we are. Welcome to Paranormal Lens Podcast. And
professional as always.
I'm here tonight with Jamie. And we have some guests coming, if you couldn't tell from that previous slide. And Jamie, how are things going? We're off to a roaring start.
Well, we're 2 for 2 with guests lately, right? No, it's good over here. I don't have to worry about slides and things, so I guess I'm doing great. Um, how are you, sir? Is the question.
As soon as I rolled the intro, I'm like, I bet it's going to go the wrong way.
Oh,
But things are good. Things are good. I had a good weekend. I know you were dealing with some family stuff, but I had a
yeah.
good weekend. Did a residential investigation. Was interesting. We'll leave it at that. Went to
Heard
a
about it.
Penn
Yeah,
State game. Was interesting. We'll leave it at that. No,
heard about that too.
I am I am not up for big crowds anymore. I realized. So having a tailgating with my sons and a friend, and then dinner with my daughter. That was the perfect part of the day. The loud crowds of the game, nope, no, thank you. So
Yeah, I mean, what 110,000 of your closest friends? Really? That's too many.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's a lot. You're right.
so
But it's nice. It's nice in the like a November game when 110 closely knit tight people are there. You stay warmer, but
uh-huh.
when it was 85 as it was this weekend, not
And
always that great.
and my brother has seats. They were great seats. They were in the end zone, and
Yep.
he's like, I managed to get seats on the aisle. Well, when you have the aisle seat, you're always getting pushed off the end because they're bleacher seats.
Yep.
So I was hanging over the end of the seats, so that was not real comfortable either.
You were feeling cheeky.
I was so anyway. What about you? Is there anything you? I know you like you said you had some stuff going on, but
Yeah, I mean, I said this last time. My dad passed away, so we're in the process of processing things. And we had my brother and I got together and parsed through his clothing and things like that that could be donated. Stuff in the basement that needed to get rid of. There's just the accumulation of things. When you get nearly 80, you've got a lot of things going on. So we're in that process. The service is coming up this week, so it's just that was the weekend commitment. And
mhm,
had a family breakfast on Sunday that was quite fun.
good.
Most of us got together. We have a sister in Delaware who's a bit far away to commute for breakfast, so she'll be up this weekend. And it was nice after all this stuff Saturday to get that time and carry on and just remember. And
Hmm.
it's I say this a lot, now that this has happened, but take a minute every once in a while, just spend some time with the people you love. Let them know that, obviously you say I love you all the time, but the time isn't as important as anything than the words are. So,
Right.
it's time well spent.
Yeah.
And I don't do anything paranormal, which is weird for me. So I'm in a bit of a dry spell. So I guess we're gonna have to live vicariously with our guests tonight.
We
Um,
are.
a little bit anyway. So let's bring them on. Let's
Well,
get to
I've got their bio. Let
yeah,
me do
get
that
a
first.
bio, right? Well, that's what I mean. Let's get to that.
Okay. All right. Well, our guests tonight are Carmella. See, you guys messed me up ahead of time. Carmella and Todd Kokotajlo of 222PIR Paranormal Investigation Research. They're with the Stay Haunted podcast. Carmella and Todd are paranormal investigators and researchers based in Columbus, New Jersey. They were high school sweethearts, and they've been together 35 years. They've been married for 29, and they're the proud parents to two sons, Robert and TJ. Their paranormal journey began in their mid 20s, taking haunted history and ghost tours with family and friends. What started out as curiosity quickly evolved into passion for exploring the unknown. Over the past 2.5 years, they've connected with an incredible group of investigators and mentors who've helped refine their methods, many of whom they now consider their parafamily. Living in central New Jersey, Carmela and Todd are fortunate to have access to a wealth of historic and reportedly haunted location. They approach each investigation with an open mind, often choosing to go in with minimal background knowledge to avoid bias. Their approach combines equipment, intuition, and a guiding principle borrowed from friend Ron Iacovetti, timing and relevance. This mindset validates experiences such as perform anomalies or boards, and their favorite, the Deadbell. Most recently, they've joined close friends as co-hosts of the Stay Haunted podcast, where they continue to share their stories, insights, and their ongoing journey into the paranormal. So, with that, let's bring on Todd and Carmella. Here we go. There they are.
Hey, hold on. Bing.
Did you hear that in the beginning?
So did you hear when you guys were talking during this, when that show actually went live, it went off?
Yes, I heard it.
I thought maybe in Jamie pushing the R button, but nope.
Nope.
It went off
It was
about
our
what
button.
you two guys were talking about, and plus beforehand, and it scared the bejeebers out of me because I forgot I turned it on. But you're not going to hear me scream like a girl tonight with a bat. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, we're not done yet, so just
The night is young.
hold
Yeah.
tight.
Well. Thank you for coming on with us. We really appreciate it. So where do we start, Jamie?
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Well, I could say where I start. I've had the privilege of investigating with you guys a couple times now, and one of the things, and I want to go back like probably a year or more ago. You guys were following our show. We were guests regularly. A lot of engagement on the episodes, and once upon a time, well, all the time, I guess, but once back then, we were like, "Hey, what would you guys like to see as far as an episode for listener submissions?" And you guys suggested Laurel Hill Cemetery in Philadelphia, which was an episode Chad covered in season 2,
Mhm.
which that place is kicking cool. So, that was a seeded thought of, hey, we should get together somewhere somehow, and along the way, because we'd be kind of in the middle, and led to an opportunity to investigate with you guys, actually out our way first, I think, at the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
But then a few other places along the way, the Ritz Theater, I've ran into you there. Of course, we all went to Wilson not too long ago, Wilson Castle. So, it's been a privilege to get to know you guys in a lot of ways. It as sound, solid investigators who are dedicated to what you do and committed to the process. And that part's exciting, but you're both really fun to hang out with too. So,
It's me. It's not him. I'm
and,
fine.
and well,
I'm
Carmella,
I'm the
yeah,
stick in the mud. She's the fun one.
I know. I was trying to be nice about it, but hey, it's a package, right? Those Kokos, that's how we are. So,
Yep.
That's
um,
Slowly starting to rub off on me.
slowly.
slowly, eventually, it'll happen, right?
Maybe.
Mm, I don't know if it hasn't happened by now.
It will never be me.
Yeah, no.
Goodness. So, I guess where we always start is the beginning, right? In these kind of things. So, Chad and I have shared our experiences. We both come from homes, that had activity as in our youth.
Mhm.
Did any of that kind of thing come for you along the way? I mean, your bio shows mid-20s, so that's like an era. I'm in the same boat, like as far as what's available on, like network, not even network, but cable televisions. I guess when Ghost Hunters, the first iteration, started coming along, um, the Ghost Adventures started launching, that kind of stuff around that window. But with respects to how that even, where did that land you from? Like you came from something. What is that?
I always saw and heard things, but I wasn't allowed to talk about it because my grandmother saw things, my aunt sees things, and then there's me. But younger, we really didn't talk about it. You'd say, "Oh, so and so's in the corner." Like, no, 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 don't talk about it. Oh, okay, we won't talk about it, but he's staring at us. But now, last night I was thinking of this story. I may have said it. My sister and I, we were in Philadelphia. We were in a row home, and I had a little piano upstairs in my bedroom. Now I was probably 5. My sister was 14 maybe, I don't know, and it started playing by itself. Now we're downstairs, and I remember looking at her, and we jumped on the couch. I was on top of her, she was on the couch, I'm on top of her, and we wouldn't move. And every like 15 minutes it would go off, but neither one of us moved from the couch. So that was like something there that I had. But I guess I see more now, and he's starting to slowly hear more now. Do
I mean, I saw. Yeah, I mean,
you see things?
for me, honestly, I can say. I mean, I played sports growing up. From what I remember, I was playing in the neighborhood, being outside all the time. Never really had any experiences. but it was always, being involved with sports. And then really didn't happen until I met, we became a couple in high school. And then her brother, her sister, my sister-in-law, her sister, my brother-in-law, really we did a lot of babysitting with her nieces. And that kind of that's where my introduction was. We were doing a lot of the history tours in
Ghost hunting, New Hope,
New Hope,
Langhorne,
Philadelphia, Lambertville,
Langhorne, right.
So we would always
We would always do the scary things too.
Yeah,
Like
the
we would
scary
go on a
things,
bus
yeah.
and be dropped off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because that was a
We
great
would
idea.
do the
bus
Halloween,
pulls away.
yeah, we would do, scare, fear,
Sure.
Halloween time. We would do all the spooky stuff and
And
stuff.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hate jump scare.
I love,
But I mean, I'll go
scaring.
into a room by
That's
myself.
one thing. Halloween is one of my favorite times. I love jump scaring people.
I can get scared very easily.
So, but yeah, so
Wait, who's the one who was scared by the bat and screamed
Oh,
like?
that's right. That's right.
I don't know what you're talking about. I plead the fifth.
Twice.
I plead the fifth. That's all I'm going to say.
Two times.
2 times.
Not once, twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the irony in that, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I guess that's karma coming back to get me a few years later, right? For all the times with her
karma.
nieces and stuff that I was scared the bejeebers out
Oh,
of
my
them and
nieces
stuff.
would say, "Go hide in the basement.
Yeah.
We'll come find you," and they would come up screaming.
Yeah, it was good times. But yeah, so my paranormal kind of investigation and kind of curiosity really didn't start until high school. You know, 17. You know, together, we're going to be together 35 years. And then, like I said, 3 years ago, we had the opportunity. Our sons are older now. We found that we had ourselves in the beginning of our relationship, raised the boys. Now we have ourselves on track. What to do. And then,
Let's talk about it. It's a simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We all come from somewhere, and that's I always kind of joke about like every villain, every superhero for that matter has a backstory, right?
Right.
So we got here from something and some catalyst, and it doesn't have to be like I grew up in like a house, or I had this crazy experience. We are all we get led to places. And this is not unusual for an investigation, right? Like we get a sense that we should go somewhere, and that end of the property or that dark corner over there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think once you've been at this for a while, you start understanding your instincts. You should trust them first of all, and then just
Still
follow.
working with that.
Yeah.
I'm still working with that.
So, and I just thought of this and being sensitive because of your situation that you're going through now, Jamie. But one of the things that I was always a curiosity was, so when I was going to school, figuring out what profession I wanted to do, it was, I was going to go into mortuary science. So I always had a curiosity. You can't make that shit up, like, right?
Right.
Like, you heard the bell, right? As soon as I said
No,
mortuary
yeah.
science, shit went off. Pardon my language, but it. So
This
yeah,
is why I was laughing.
everybody was laughing in the
Jamie was
hallway.
with me.
Yeah,
Jamie was with me laughing.
Todd screaming, dropping the F bomb.
I said to Jamie, "Should we check on him?" And then I said, "Are you all right?" And he screamed a bat. I'm like, "He's good. All right, let's go back."
Bat's attacking me again.
Look, here's the thing. I'm sitting across from Carmella at the table in the kitchen of Wilson Castle. Heather's to my left, at the table as well. Todd has an all-time epic meltdown of language we can't say out loud here because we'll lose our rating.
FCC,
I Carmella, and I've been figuring if you know best what to do here, and you're just kind of like, you good?
So, yeah, right. Everything
yeah,
okay?
I'm good.
Yeah, just about. All right, we'll come up when you let us know when the bat goes. We'll come up.
Am I right back to the conversation we were having? Nothing, like we didn't blink. No one jumped. No one ran.
Right. He's like,
You could have fallen down every step in the house. We'd be like,
I'm really sorry I missed this.
Yeah. So we got to get out and investigate.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, like even going back, like I just was never allowed to talk about my experiences, and then I think I just kind of shut it off because I don't ever remember there being stories of me being like when I was little until we were, like you said, teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would start to feel some things here and there, but I don't remember anything when I was little other than seeing whoever was in the corner in the piano playing by itself.
Cue the high pitched ding 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 ding
The
playing
It was
piano
a little
playing
tiny
that.
piano playing.
But
Uh,
it
Well, how often did this experience happen? Is it the one
It was
off or
just
was it
one
a
day.
reoccurrence?
It was one day, and I just
Wasn't your
remember.
brother, was it?
No,
Messing with you?
mm-mm.
Hmm.
No, who knows where he was?
No.
He wasn't there. But no, he wasn't there. But I remember we were just on the couch on top of each other. I'm like, should we look? And she's like, no, let's just sit here until Dad comes home. We'll be all right. And then it would play again, and we'd look at each other like, and I would say, should we go? No. I said, okay, I won't go.
Hmm.
We never went to look, but the piano was upstairs by our window
okay.
in our little. We shared a bedroom.
So
But that's all.
it's interesting how there's two things that are typical there. First of all, as a child, you learn to shut it off.
Right.
A lot of us do that. I mean, and it takes a really long time to figure out how to turn it back on. I mean,
Right.
and it's like I know you're still working through it. I'm still working through it, but it's
Yeah.
also that how many people in the same family have this
Yeah.
ability.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it also
When we talk about it.
yeah it always and you know I had no idea my grandmother was sensitive until after she had passed away. I would have loved to have talked to her about it,
Right? I
Yeah.
know.
but
My grandmother saw things like when my mom was a baby in her crib and there was an old woman looking over her. My grandmother would say that she was trying to take her breath away. She was trying to, like the evil witch or whatever, was trying to take in her breath so she could be younger. And she's like, and I just chased her away. I'm like, well, what did you see? I wasn't allowed to ask anymore. She said, that's it. That's all I saw and walked away. Okay.
Hmm.
What do I know?
Well, we do what
Okay.
we're told, right? Like especially as young children, we don't have any other experience other than to follow direction. That we trust our parents and adults, who are in our care, who are in their care, so
Right.
we do that. But in hindsight, it's very I don't want to say challenging. That's probably not the right way, but it's very no, it's challenging for us then to come back from where we've been, to get
Mhm.
back to it.
Yeah. It's not as easy. Like as a kid, you like have no filters. There's nothing. So
right.
you're not thinking anything. You're just saying, "Hey, it's there." And then as you get older, you're like, "Oh, don't say it. Be quiet." So it's harder to open back up.
Yeah, exactly
Because
that.
you're like, "Guys, you can't say it."
Todd, as an athlete, I can appreciate being in sports and stuff. I did the same thing. When you're good at something, you're encouraged to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and sports are always the thing because that's easy. But even like musical aptitude, talent to act or sing, you're generally encouraged to go forward with it.
Hmm.
However, if it's something in the what we'll call paranormal or supernatural or whatever you want to call it, anything that's like less than understood clearly, it's over there now. It's in the corner still, and of the era too. Of course, that was a time when it just wasn't as mainstream as it is now. Um,
Right.
and I'll say cool, but that's not that don't mean it to be like negative or derogatory. It's just
Right.
now it's much more obvious that we're aware of it, and
Right.
we just weren't then, and therefore we pushed it away. And it
Did
wasn't
you?
normal.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, I thinking back, like you were talking, mentioning Jamie about early on. I remember watching the shows, Twilight Zone and stuff like that.
I would never watch any of those. I
And
was
some of
too
the other
afraid.
ones, and spooky. Like I love Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Love Tales from the Crypt, and
Yeah.
um, some of the other, most of the shows back then. That so that there was always, I guess, in a way, a curiosity back then. It just, like I said, it wasn't in the forefront
Mm-mm.
like it is now. So
Yep. Well, I want to say one last thought on your situation, Carmela. You're home with your sister,
Mhm.
brother's somewhere else, parents aren't there. This sounds like like a perfect Gen X raised child right here, right?
right,
Right.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, what's going on in the house now? Or whatever, leave it alone.
I
It'll
don't
go
know.
away.
Just leave it. We're not going up.
Okay.
Just stay right here. Okay. And I just stayed right
We're
there with
fine.
her. And then we would just look at each other. Did it again? Yeah. Okay. Shh. Don't talk about it. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I won't talk about it again.
Hmm.
And I don't know that we ever told our parents either. Like, I
Yeah.
that, like, what happened? Or maybe she did. And my mom probably said, okay, don't talk about it.
Right.
I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Oh. Man. Okay. Well, let's fast forward then to now, right? So you've been a lot of places in a short amount of time, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
What's been your favorite place so far? Where's the place you would go back to regularly?
Oh, I'll go back to all of them. And I love Talon. Love
Yeah.
Tala. Where we went, I mean, we didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I felt like there's so much more that we just didn't have time to do.
What at Tala?
No,
nah,
at
Wilson.
Wilson
Wilson
Wilson.
Castle.
Castle.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I
We didn't
agree.
get
So,
into
and if you guys weren't asking if you want us to leave questions, we could have stayed longer.
We would have been there longer.
I'll take the blame on that.
We showed that evidence back, right afterwards. But for as a reminder, we had 3 devices on the table in the billiards room, right off the study, right off the main entrance.
Yep.
2 dead bells and a REM pod. One bell was yes, one was no, and the REM pod was maybe. Trying to elicit response. And it's a rarity when we get that much equipment. First of all,
Right.
and with some activity around the devices earlier in the evening, especially the dead bells. The question was asked, "Do you want us to go?" And it's like 4 in the morning, right? I'd be tired of us hanging out in the house by then too.
It was
It
pushing
was 4
forward.
in the morning.
But there was a direct response of shut off the camera to an app, which I think was Spirit Talker, if I'm not mistaken. And then
That was
right behind that was the yes. This is pretty clear. Hit the skids, kids.
Done. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going.
And
And
then-
then you got shooed away in the one
Yeah,
room.
you got shooed away, and when we were
That is a first for me.
Right.
To be asked to leave a room.
Yeah.
and then
I was late. That's what I get. So
and then the interesting part was, throughout the whole night, we had our dead bell going, and then you had yours, and yours for the most part was not going off until the end. And then we started, and then like mine initially when I had set up, and then you guys came in, and then we were getting a lot, the maybes, and my dead bell for I think it was yes or whatever, but. And then yours, then mine went quiet, and then we started getting responses on yours, and we were like, "Huh?" So you just
I'm not going to suggest that somebody goes out and buys a ton of equipment, because there is a cost to everything, right? But having more than one device is really helpful at times, just simply because one thing might not be working or might not be able to be activated by the spirits we're working with or we're engaging with, and another one might be, or maybe something they understand better, application wise to do it. A bell's a bell. I mean, if you have yours there, right? Could you hold it up just to folks who haven't seen a dead bell yet? But it is really what you expect it to look like. It's a countertop, check-in bell at a hotel. It's the ding at the restaurant when your order's ready. Has a REM pod built into the bottom, so it has activity other than just the plunger being pushed. Proximity, it'll also go off as well. The nicety is there's an adjustment dial, from barely being on to really highly active, which really, that opens up a lot. And I think that's really where the challenge is. Where do you adjust it? I took a cue from you, Todd, to adjust down to the nearly off setting. So something has to be in close proximity. And that's where I've had a lot of success with that as well. But that device, has quickly become my go-to thing because again, it works in so many different places in so many different ways. It's a familiar thing.
Right.
For most, if not all, living and deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So the curiosity with that, and I've always since day one when I got it, because they're always like, I know people have a version that is just a regular bell that doesn't have the EMF, and listen, if that goes off, hey, something's manipulating. I've always been curious because of obviously with this one having the EMFs, component to it, and then but also still physical touch. So the one time where we're in our dining room table, and I was doing a Phasma box session. I had the camera set up on it on the thing on the laptop doing a Phasma box. I had the dead bell going and asking questions, and I got responses through the Phasma box, and then responses on the dead bell. And I'll have to send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got it. Looks like you actually see the plunger go boop.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
So, instance, unless there's something inside that could cause that, when the EMF, unless it was EMF, but I mean, you see it go boop, boop, real fast. So I'll send it. I'll have to look at my files and I'll send it to you guys to see it and stuff. But but that in that instance, I've always wondered about, hey, is it being triggered by the EMF, or is it actually being like, maybe I'll do that one time next time on investigation, just wherever I go, have a little camera and try and put it on up tight, close shot, just
Right.
to see if I can catch it in, at a location.
Mhm.
So,
That's a
That,
good idea.
that physical interaction then would be quite amazing.
yeah,
And as far as that's a poltergeist piece. Then
Mhm.
that physical manipulation is
yeah,
significant.
yeah,
Um, I get the proximity with EMF, but that could be a lot of things too, for that matter. Obviously, we have to be careful. We don't have electronics on us or whatnot that might trigger it. But
Right. Right.
you know, that's why we set these devices away from us and leave them in places where they're easily accessible. All that stuff, good tradecraft. But man, if you're actually getting a plunger application, holy cow! It's too dark most of the time to see it.
right.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. Like,
we lose sight of that literally.
put a light
Uh,
on it and put it camera up close to it.
That's our dog. Did you see me? I was holding her. I was holding her toy. I was trying to get away from her, and then
She's playing with Mr. Pickle.
it's called Mr.
huh?
Pickle. And
Okay.
Robbie, our older one, isn't here, so he normally keeps her occupied.
There.
But now, TJ must be playing with her. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But we
But
both have dogs that will occasionally join us here too, so we totally understand.
she'll be in and out,
And
That's
sometimes
the
kids.
joys of doing this from our homes, right? Instead
right?
of a studio somewhere.
So
And when she sees something, she just sits on the bed and she stares down the hallway and she has this real low growl. And the lights are out, and I'm like, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what's down there.
mhm.
No, thank you. Or she'll stare at the ceiling sometimes.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we're like, all right, go somewhere else. Don't stare at us anymore.
Cool.
Do you ever
She
think they
won't
might
learn
be messing with you though? Like just a little bit? You know?
Do I know?
That see if you were to take that extra lap around the block, maybe
No.
that wouldn't happen. I don't know.
So
No, I'm good. I'm
We're
good.
good.
yeah, it's hard not to investigate your own house when your pet is looking at things, isn't
Yes.
it?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, our older one will say, "Don't take that out. Don't ask questions." And no, you're like going to make something happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the dog won't go. Robbie sleeps in the basement. The dog won't go down there with him.
Oh,
It's like an all of a sudden, like the past few months,
Really?
unless Cheyenne's with him,
Yeah.
then she'll go down. But
Was she down there last night, or was she with TJ?
I thought she was with us.
No,
I don't know, but
not in the beginning.
she rarely goes down in the basement now.
Interesting.
well, you guys bring up a good point, and a question that's crossed my mind a few times. So I've never really said this out loud, but it's I've had this thought. So we have to review evidence. And obviously every second we record something, audio, video, whatever, and we got to go back and look at it or listen to it. So where do we do that? In our
Our home.
homes,
Yeah.
right? So here we are sitting in our spaces, going through paranormal information, and so if there's something in your home, aren't they like, hey, look, it's cool, they're doing it, he's doing it there,
Yeah. Oh, we should really set up a recorder as we're doing it and see if anything happens.
I've always wondered about that. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily a thing, but hey, why
You
wouldn't
never
it?
know.
Right. And we're also bringing our equipment back into our house that we've used at a site, and we're not, we're separating ourselves, but we're not doing
Right.
a cleansing of
Right.
our equipment or anything.
Right.
Right, right. No,
Yeah.
that's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
And now, great, now my bag's gonna sit outside all day.
Now it's not going to be allowed back
Thanks,
in.
Chad, for bringing up that point.
Dude, there's a whole generation of investigators who now are like, oh crap.
Right.
Yeah, Robbie.
But Jamie, remember the old quote, what about the ones that are already here?
I know. You guys have heard me say this before, but I'm told not to bring anything home with me. I'm like, what about the ones over here? Not
You can't do that.
my finest joke, but I thought it
You
was
can't-
fine.
Well, I went into the basement with my recorder. Robbie wasn't home, and I said, "Oh, is there anybody down here?" Blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, you hear a little voice say, "Hi," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm done." I'm like, "Okay, well,
Cool.
you can't when he's sleeping, you can't bother him," and blah blah.
So
Like he's like, "Never tell Robbie you just did that." I'm like,
hopefully,
"Oh,
and
well,
hopefully,
TJ."
yeah, TJ, don't tell him, and hopefully he
TJ
doesn't,
said, "What?"
and tell him not to watch this.
Watch it. Robbie wants nothing to do with this. TJ, I think, kind of does, but
But
he's not in yet.
my dad's the same way. I'm going to his house pretty much once a week at this point, and he said, there's no you're not allowed to investigate while I'm living here, which I
Right,
understand.
right.
He did, the house
Yeah.
has finally settled down after he's lived there almost 50 years.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
and but I may be in the habit of going and letting my apps
Starting
run
to
while I'm working around the house, and I am getting some
a
interesting
little.
things. But I try not to look for things like I'm trying not to open up there because I don't
Right.
know that I want to see it. I
Right.
don't think I can because I spent so many years there shutting down.
Right.
Right.
It'd be really difficult to open up there. So,
Yeah, it's understandable.
So
but
my mom
Jamie's
lives with us.
okay.
And after every investigation, what happened? What did you do? Can you show me evidence? I'm like, all my life, where have you been? All my life, you had said no, no, no.
Uh-huh.
Tell me what happened. Show me. She can't hear. I mean, she has hearing aids in, but she's like, I can't hear it. I don't know. She's very interested now.
Well, that's cool. So
It
it's
is
not. My dad is really interested too, but just not what happens at his house.
in his house. Right, right. Yeah, no, I
We
get that.
Anywhere but under his
Not
roof.
here.
we have some great conversations, but did not here.
Yeah, I get it.
So I do have some stuff from some of the places you guys have been at. Is there one that you like, one of your favorites that you want to talk about? We can start there.
Tell me which ones, because I know I sent you a boatload.
I've got some from Montgomery House, the Ritz, My Haunted Manor, Tala, and Selma. So any of those.
What was Selma?
Well, let's do Selma first. So, because that was kind of out of all them, and I know I sent you a couple others with from
Okay.
Louisa, because it was like chronological. I had sent them to you, but Selma was probably 2 years ago, probably, and it was where we actually first met Beth O'Brien and Mike.
Okay.
That you guys know him, and that was we just happened to go there. It was they did a
Wasn't it an
it
open
was a
investigation?
it was an open Halloween investigation. It was like a private investigation. There was like 4 or 5 of us there, so it was nice. So this was in the upstairs bedroom. I'll set it up. Upstairs bedroom, we had the REM pod on the floor. I had
This is where.
cat ball on the chair, and you get it's the cat ball and the REM pod trigger simultaneously. And then when I was kind of reviewing it, I'm looking and I'm like, huh? You see a little white speck of light, and there's 2 videos. You'll see the wide one, and then you'll see one that's just close up of the chair. And you have to look because it's quick. I mean, it literally drops straight down into the chair, and as soon as it's all timing and relevance when the cat ball goes off, the REM pod, they all trigger simultaneously. So it was like,
I just have the wide one, but I think you can.
Yep.
I know you can see what you're talking about. So let me go ahead and roll that, and we'll see where we're at.
And the other one? Can you tell us your name, please?
you can see it.
Cat ball just went off.
Careful,
And
and
that's temperature.
Did you see it?
Nope.
the other one?
I have two.
Can you tell us your name, please?
Cat ball just went off.
I think it's just,
And that's temperature.
I mean, I remember what happened.
So, like I said, so do you see it? I mean, it's quick. It's just a quick little blurb. That's why I did the close up one, but it times out. I mean, and then the Deadbell to reconfirm, just validating. I don't think I had the Deadbell at that time. Otherwise,
I don't think you did either.
that sucker would have been out there too.
Mm-hmm.
So
So Selma's one that I haven't been at, and I don't think Jamie you've been there either.
No, we've had a few scheduled events there, like scheduled investigations there, but something's come up where we've got. We got bumped one time due to double booking, which hey, understood. No worries there. The second time, I think we were going and I couldn't go. So I know at least Chad, you've been on property with their.
I went to their spring fair. There was,
right. Psychic.
Right.
They have a psychic
Mhm.
fair and
Like
stuff
if
like
coming up, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
I was there in the spring, and then I actually ran into you guys at Whitehill later that day.
that. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
White Hill's good. Oh, you don't have any of those.
It's a good location. I mean,
love
we've
White
only
Hill.
been there once, but I mean, it was, it left a lasting impression for the activity we had. And then the other people, I mean, there was stuff that was, so then like there's that room we were in, and then across, as you go out of that bedroom, and then there's another one across the hall that's got kids in it. There was a bunch of all kinds of crazy
toys
rolling. There was all tripwire lights. It was very active.
Okay.
But maybe it's a place we're going to have to book and meet up.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, definitely.
Certainly.
yeah. I mean, it's been a long time. We've only been there once.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably 23 probably when we did it. So
Sure.
Cool.
22, 23.
Whatever you say.
So.
Okay.
Another, I know you didn't show it, but there's two other clips that I had sent you. So, well, one was the close up, but then the other one, Beth was asking a question. Can you knock? And she goes, Duke,
Oh yeah,
Duke.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I heard it real time, but I didn't say anything in the clip or at the time until after the fact. But you hear knock. She gets the response, and you hear it in that clip. So there's activity, no doubt. So
yeah, I did play that here earlier, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you guys just have so much evidence that it's hard to go through it all.
I know. I mean, we like to share it because it's, just to, like I said, I don't know if it's, and we've, because we're close to all these locations and we've gone out and supporting everybody. And then just the curiosity, it's like, kid in a candy store, so to speak, being able to go to all these locations because of the proximity.
Right.
And I don't know if it's just because our intent, like we were just like, I'm like, I don't know, is this normal to get this type of activity and it captures and have these experiences? So
we were fresh minds.
Yeah.
So Bert's the first one to say road trip here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on.
He hasn't been to Selma either. So.
We could find ice cream somewhere around there.
Won't be maple.
Won't be maple.
Won't be maple.
No.
And you're welcome for that. Just
good. Unique.
Yeah, thanks for that. So much.
So the next one I have queued up here is the one from Tala, with I guess the guide is taking you around.
Yep.
And
so that's a disembodied voice. Yep.
I did clean it up a little bit, and added the text where I thought I heard something. So let me play that, Jamie, and then at the end I repeat just that little section. So here we'll go.
Shut the door, and the group said that a black mass appeared above him, and the tour guide freaked out and wanted out of the cage to go see the black mass and see if it was still there. He said it felt like someone was like holding the door, and he could not get out for about 10 minutes. Like other people were like trying to open it, would not open it. It wasn't until that black mass dissipated until he like opened up the door finally.
Did you just hear it?
I've tried sending it a few times.
Did you just hear like a scream? That sounded like a scream. You didn't hear that scream? Or like a growl or something. I was like, I heard it. Did you hear it?
People were like trying to open it, would not open it. It wasn't until that black mass dissipated until he like opened up the door finally.
I mean, that sounds like a dude that's pissed off. That was the mentally, criminally insane for.
Somewhere.
He was pissed off something.
And we weren't supposed to be filming.
So thank God I had it because we would have, and that was disembodied.
Don't film me. He's like, yeah, all right. Mm-hmm.
I played dumb, so I'm like, I forgot I hit on, just like I forget to put on sometimes I forgot to put on the external camera
it happens,
and it's only video. And then I forgot that I turned it on. It's whoopsies.
It's a permission versus forgiveness moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's right. I think I may have learned that from you, Jamie. Oops. But yeah, I mean, so what do you think? I mean, that's
wasn't all.
We had a night full of unusualness there as well, and we hit the place, I think, pretty hard. However, we didn't get everywhere. In hindsight, we didn't get down to the lobotomy recovery ward at all. Like, just thinking back, like I thought we were everywhere, but we weren't. And we didn't spend a lot of time in certain areas. Like, I think I would have liked to spend more time in like the auditorium,
Mhm.
some of the places where there was congregate space,
Stage.
But we had a whistle follow us everywhere, in every place we were. Um, from the medical wing, like we started in the hydrotherapy weight room, hearing it there, and then literally everywhere we went on either end of the building on any floor, we heard a steady whistle,
It
and
was,
like someone
it
was
was,
just like
it was a,
calling.
yeah, it was like a two-tone whistle, so it's not like it was wind or anything like that.
If
Yeah.
I could whistle, I'd do it. I just
Oh,
can't.
But yeah, just pretty much what you just, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Like over here, come over here.
more or less like that. Yep.
yeah.
A little bit longer, sound, but it was that idea. Like someone's just letting us know they're there, or they're trying to get our attention. Bert, actually, Bert has a good note here. He captured it on a lot of his audio.
All right.
And it upstairs, on the far end, and like the wing that was the residential wing for the staff, well away from hydrotherapy on the far other end of the building on the first floor. So it, the place has I mean, the acoustics are fantastic there. I guess that's part of it. But when you hear something like that, you heard it. We heard it out loud without equipment. You heard that. You
Right.
now you heard it in your room. Like
Right.
that right away. If you're not invested there yet, and that happens, you are all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, now what else can we do? Like
Right.
where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much more we didn't do. What about the thing you just read?
Oh yeah. So
Which I think this is silly, but
so yeah. So I didn't know if you had saw, which I think they did it last year, but they do. They have the morgue tour. It's a 30-minute tour for $11, but it's like, man, you're gonna tease me with a 30-minute tour in the morgue? Like, come on, like that's
you got 30 minutes.
that's like
and that's
torture.
it.
Come on.
Here's $25. Give me an hour.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so they do that, and then I saw because they do a couple of them or whatever for
Mhm.
spooky season or whatever.
Sure.
So it's the morgue. It might be lobotomy. It might be the lobotomy recovery room. I don't know if it's the actual, surgical or whatever, but
That's where the bat came into play.
the back.
With that. Well,
The back.
we said this when we were there, and I think you guys can you can probably do the same. We realized there was different packages, for how you can investigate the property,
Right.
and because of the multiple buildings and the scale and everything, and so obviously we chose the main building because there was a lot of us. There was probably 10 of us in total, just to get around it all. We would be tripping over each other either way. It's so big, but like you could go into the criminally insane ward. Do that building by itself. So realistically, if you wanted to, you could spend probably 3 or 4 days there. If you could afford it. I'm going to qualify. There is a cost to all of this, but
Right.
if money weren't an object and time weren't a consideration, I would spend a week there and just
I don't know that I could do it, though.
obviously you get a review, but do it and just do it right.
We didn't even. I mean, we didn't even do the first floor on the other side of kind of down towards the gift shop. Not there, but like that for where headquarters HQ is, and then
Yeah.
you come out before you can go upstairs either side. But like I guess you can go across the street, straight across. We didn't even make it over there, and I was like, oh, second time I want to get there. Even
Well,
with
yeah.
being going there, we still didn't make it there.
But we
Yeah,
weren't
they-
allowed lobotomy the first time, so
Yeah,
we were
the
more
first-
interested going
Yeah.
down
More
with that.
interested.
And there's a lot of old spaces in that first floor towards the end. Like some of the original spaces are down there. So,
Right.
so yeah,
What-
there's so much to
That
cover.
means-
And what's really fascinating is how decrepit some of the property is.
Yes.
When you go into that section, though, you were in a refurbished, invigorated space. It looks new,
Right.
because it's intentional. They did it on purpose to
Right.
bring it back. Then you go through and you go on into the farthest part of the wing, the Civil War wing, and all of a sudden you're back into the
Right. That's
Right.
that's the area we didn't get to. Yeah.
I also got in trouble while I was there
Wow.
because a girl, she was in her group, and this girl cried every time. Every time we were in a new place, she cried and cried and cried. And I said, "Is this your first time?" She said, "No, I've been here 6 times." And I go, "And why are you crying?" She said, "It just moves me." I said, "Well, you got 5 minutes to cry that out. We need to move on. Like, why do you keep crying?" And they all just stared at me, and I thought, well, maybe that was rude. And I just kept talking. She kept crying. I'm like, if you know this is what it does to you, why are you here?
Right.
So then Frankie said, "I'm going to make that a shirt. You got 5 minutes to cry that out, and you're out." I like it.
Yeah. So, and then it was her
When I was
nephew,
really in
or
trouble.
so we were down in the where the
Why can't I
uh,
think? I want to say Daryl. It's not Daryl.
Dean's
Dean.
and
Oh,
Dean's,
yeah.
and the nephew or whatever was with us. See,
So that girl's nephew was sitting next to me, but I
and
didn't
he's
know.
asking questions, and we're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, ask away." And he was all into it and asking about the equipment. We're talking, teaching him best as we knew,
Right.
and had a good had a good time in it. Did you?
So yeah, so he was saying whatever, and she walks in, and I thought, oh
Yeah.
no, and she said, "We've got to go," and I was like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm just sitting here. What is the big deal? I'm learning." She said, "I got 5 minutes to cry it out, and we got to go. We got to go because I'm not stopping." I'm like, "I'm
He looks over
sorry.
at her and
I'm
he's like,
so sorry.
shrugs his shoulders, like, "I gotta go."
All
All
right.
right, good luck. Sorry, go cry somewhere else." I mean,
Mm.
it happens, but every floor, she's been there 6 times. I don't have compassion. Sorry. Maybe I just become evil when I'm there. I
You're not
belong
evil.
there.
No.
Mm.
Maybe.
I
But
do.
yeah, Tala,
I do.
Tala's definitely a place. They're all good. I mean, I would say Tala would definitely. Tala obviously is because of the so much space to cover.
I mean, even Penhurst, there's so
Yeah,
much to do
Penhurst.
there. There's like, how many buildings have we not been in? That's fun too. I guess
Yeah.
I'm attracted to the criminally insane.
Okay.
Yeah, Penhurst is an interesting one. I've investigated there, but it was part of their Paracon like the night before.
Right.
But I struggled the day of the Paracon. I felt so much from the spirits that were there, how disgusted they were with the
Right.
Paracon,
Yeah.
that it was I couldn't handle. I ended up leaving.
Right.
Sort of like the Penn State game. I was like,
There's just too
nope.
much going on.
Yeah,
Gotta go.
there's a lot going on there. If you're sensitive,
Yes.
it's a hard place to stay. Um,
I managed to sit in the tunnel for a little bit by myself. I didn't do the full 15-minute challenge or whatever it is, but at some point I'm going to do it.
mhm.
We were standing in there, and I said to him, "Whoa!" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "A black like figure just flew by you. It's behind
Yeah.
you." And then when something happened, we heard a noise. I'm like, "I'm out. I'm done." I left. He's like, "I'm going to stay." I
I'm
said,
going to stay
"Okay,
for a few.
you stay. You let me know how that goes." Within 5 minutes, he was up. He's like, "Yeah, it got too weird.
Cat balls started going off. They were walking down towards me, and I'm like, all right, yeah, all
We're
right,
done.
time to go.
Thank you."
So,
So,
well, let's look at another place. And this is going to take this in two different directions. But this
Oh yeah,
Montgomery House, which I'm really sad that I didn't get to go down there before the move happened.
right.
Audra, Chris,
it's in good hands now with
yeah,
Piedmont, with
yeah,
Dot and those and Piedmont. So we
You
can
can still go.
we can still go.
Yeah.
yep. But I like I haven't got to investigate with Audra and Chris yet either. So it's another sensitive that I'm sure would be a great experience for all of us.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely.
'Cause Chris has
Hmm.
been doing it forever, and it's pretty amazing. So, but I bring that up because you this is where you sort of saw something, huh, Carmella?
Yeah. That's Mrs. Montgomery's room, and Todd was in front of the doorway, and I'm like, It's like, what? I'm like, there's something behind you, but don't move. What does he do? He moves. But it's fine because I was just trying to compare. Like, here he is, where is she? So that's the second picture you start to see
Yeah, the
a face in that corner.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. And then the second picture is the face.
Yeah, and there was multiple ones. And Chris, right on the spot, he's like, all right, contrast. He's like, oh, let me play with it a little bit, contrast it, and it's like, whoop.
Then he started cursing. We've never seen her. And that did you send the picture of her and that together?
Yeah, I think you have. I think that it's all in that file.
But
You
it
have
looks just. I mean,
Yeah.
and to me, she kind of looks like Todd. Does anyone see that resemblance?
Well, just more hair.
More hair, more hair. But I said to him, "Wow, she could be your ancestor. I think she looks like him when he was younger. Let's say that when he was
I
younger."
mean, similar jawline. I would
Yeah.
attest to that.
It's a relative familiarity. Yeah.
yeah, I see it.
Kind of just go along with me. It's
Right.
fine.
So,
But
but
you see, like her next to that, it has to be her. I mean,
Mhm.
who else could that be?
mhm. And I just listened to your podcast with Piedmont. So I'm slowly working my ways through because my schedule is hectic, so I can never get to listen live. But I started at the beginning, and the Piedmont group was definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was Tori and Mike. I'm horrible with names, but
Yeah, I'm
Scott,
not.
I know Scott
Scott.
is the lead, and then I
I don't
forget who
remember
the other.
names.
Anyway,
This
but
is why we have our names up on the screen every week. So
Right, so we know.
uh-huh.
We know.
But it
But
was
yeah, that was
interesting, and they showed a picture of her in the one of the upstairs bedroom windows.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I think Chris may have taken that picture
I don't know.
when
if
he
Scott
was
did.
outside. No, I think Chris was
He
out
did?
because Chris was outside. Chris and Audrey were outside, and I think he took the picture because when it was like green in green lighting or whatever in that upstairs window or whatever.
Well, I
So,
think he took a picture, but they had taken a promo picture that
uh,
also
Yeah,
had.
yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
So, but anyway, it sounds like it's a really active location, and again, another place to head for on a road trip.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
yeah.
But
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a great location, and then we had great. We heard footsteps.
Little
We had
kids.
we
We
had
had little boy,
Sarah,
a little girl.
little girl.
Yeah.
We had some great Deadbell timing responses and stuff like that. K2 responses.
Yeah.
So
mhm,
and there's like literally very minimal EMF interference there because it's like you had like one maybe two lights
okay,
because of the it's original. It's like you could see
It's an old home, right? Didn't
Yeah.
have
it's
those.
an old
See through the
home.
floors.
You
Yeah.
know,
wow.
so
But that also, I don't know if it was that, but that led you to your next adventure with the podcast. So
Yep.
yes, it did. Yeah, meeting Chris and Audra through like I said in our bio, we talked about all the great. We've been fortunate to meet a lot of great people along the way. You two included, Chris and Audra, Ron and Lourdes, and Frankie and Anthony, and the whole. We've just been very fortunate and had a lot of good feedback from people and stuff like that, which led us to, as you all know, they had the Chris had the podcast, Chris and Audra, the six of them, and then once that they decided to not do that anymore, Chris reached out to us and he was like, "Hey, I'm not done, and would you like to do a podcast with Audra and
Sure.
I?"
mhm.
And did you know I got that done in Gettysburg?
Okay,
Nice.
Stay haunted.
Stay haunted. So yeah, I had that done at the Battlefield Bash in July. So I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, da 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 da. So we were passing by. I said, "Oh, I want to stop in and see."
And then Chris said, "Yeah, you're doing it."
And I said to the guy, I'm
You're
like,
doing
"Oh,
it.
I'm like, can you do this, this?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let me know when you can fit me in." And he's like, "How about now?" And I'm like, Chris is like,
So, you're in. You're
he's
in.
like,
Get
"Get
in
in
the
there."
chair.
yeah,
So
no backing out, huh?
No
yeah, there was no
backing
backing out, which I was fine. I mean,
Yeah,
it was all good.
exactly.
I
So
was pleasantly surprised, I guess, by the number of fresh tattoos, fresh art that was happening at the bash in the time I was
Yeah.
there.
A lot of
There was
people
quite a
do
few
it.
folks supporting it, either from the night before, or the day of, on the Friday or the Saturday. Who knows what happens Saturday night into Sunday, of course, but
Well, yeah.
that artist might have had writer's cramp.
Yeah.
And Chris and Audrey, just one last thing on those two is, they've been great to us, and we've developed a good relationship with them, and
mhm,
they're fun to be with, and we're looking forward. Now that they moved, maybe
They're
road.
closer.
We're actually going to be going out there in October to visit them, and because now they have a bunch of places that
Around
are
them,
around them. So they went from just having the Montgomery house to now they have multiple locations in close proximity. So we're looking forward to kind of getting out there and investigating with them because it's been a little bit since we've had the opportunity to investigate with them. So
Gettysburg.
yeah,
We're hoping they'll come here for November. Is it
yeah,
November?
we're trying to because last night because Micah and Courtney from Savannah, the Ghost Coast Paranormal, who were guests on our show last night,
mhm.
they're coming up for the NJP uh, Unity in November. So Audra was kind of
Nudging him.
nudging Chris.
I want to go.
I
Let's
want
go
to go.
to New
Everybody's
Jersey.
coming up. So maybe we'll see them
Hopefully.
in November. So
Well, if you do and there's any openings wherever you go, let me know because that'd be
yeah,
Great.
Yeah,
I did put the link in the chat for anybody who wants it to the show. So definitely check it out if you haven't.
we
And
appreciate
we
that.
had voices too on there.
Oh yeah, at the end of the show, you got to watch it because
It's-
it was some crazy stuff going on last night. Towards the end, because yeah, it was weird.
Only with them.
Yeah.
If Micah would talk, you would hear this voice over his.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't any of us. We
And it
couldn't
wasn't
figure
us.
it
We
out.
were thinking it was the dogs, not that. Nope. And I played.
And they didn't hear it. Only we heard it. Well, the two of us.
If
or
you
the four of
go
us
and
heard
I
it.
put there, so I put like a bunch of little clips on our Stay Haunted Facebook page. So it was like one of the last one, like the 7th video or whatever. If you watch, it's like a minute and 11 seconds, but you hear it clear as day. Like you actually hear a yeah, and then you hear like an old man kind of growling
Like
or
angry,
grumbling
like,
or
no.
angry or something. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. You guys
Never
have
dull.
so much. It's never dull.
It's never dull.
How long are we going? I mean, are we tied? I mean, I know we have an hour. I know you guys, you go over an hour.
Yeah,
Well, we have no bounds, like the paranormal itself.
No boundaries.
so
Yeah.
if,
When
if-
Chad has to go pee. That's really when we cut it off. So
I'm okay. I'm good.
All right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding of that. But there was an episode we did with Steve Dills the first time we had Steve on, and I don't know how long we went, but I know I had like a full big old drink of something, and I thought, okay, maybe an hour, kind of where we generally land around, or maybe a little longer. At the hour and a half mark, and we weren't ending anytime soon. I was like, I'm starting to, I'm bouncing,
I think
Let it
Gotta
go.
gotta
that was
go.
the one where he talked to us about the
Skinwalker.
Skinwalker Ranch,
Yeah.
and he talked.
Oh,
We were on
yeah.
we were on the air for almost 2 hours.
Okay.
And then it was the wrap up conversation that felt like it went almost another hour afterwards. Because if you ever have Steve on your show, he's a great guest.
I highly encourage him. You get him in.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.
There it is. This is the privilege of being at home. Unfortunately, when
Right? She was able to go. Heather was able to go. Sometimes I duck and say, "I'll be right back."
And you heard the Deadbell went off at the same time.
Exactly.
So
well, since we're going to keep going, if that's okay with you guys, I don't
we're good. We got nothing else to do.
All right. Well, I've got a clip from the Ritz. This one may be orb related, maybe.
Maybe, and you see it, and I won, and I'm okay. So I didn't send you my good one. I sent one that I haven't really shared that we call Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because it's literally in the shape of Mickey Mouse when you see it. And
there's one more thought on that episode. They left the room to go get snacks.
We did. Well,
snacks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that's listen at home perks right there.
Right? You can get whatever you want.
Yeah. So all right. Well, let me roll this. Or do you have any more to lead into it? Or
it's just I mean, I go in there. So I go in. I set up the camera. I think maybe the Deadbell. I know the flux device. Motion, blinking blue lights on the table there. Mm-hmm. But I basically come in. I do whatever I do. Turn around and go out, and maybe like 10, 15 seconds after ish, right? You see the anomaly, and it looks like it comes down out of at first I thought it came from the mirror, but I think it comes down from the ceiling ish area.
Let's see.
All right. Well, here we go.
Oh, so that's it. Hold on.
Yeah, that's it. That's the pictures that I sent.
Hold on.
I was going to say you can't see the video is all the way over there to the right.
Let me. I forgot
that. That's why I called it Mickey Mouse.
I forgot I had this layered, and I forgot to turn some stuff off. That's why.
It's all good.
All right. Let's try this again. There we go.
Todd, Kate, Deadbell.
So squeaky floor. So I mean, it could float like a piece of dust.
Right. And it's not the typical ones that I've shared with you guys.
Hmm.
So that's why I want to get your opinion, because I honestly, I'm not sure. I'm leaning not, but because of the shape but like I said, I don't know enough about the camera and how, like, you would figure if it was an insect, you would figure you would see a little bit more fluttering
Right.
motion on. It doesn't appear to be that way when you see it kind of just floating.
It's big for an insect. I lean more towards like a butterfly, but typically you don't see butterflies or moths like that in the dark at night.
Mm-hmm.
They're going towards light. It definitely does float, so but there is a lift at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's a kind of couple change of directions,
hmm,
you would, and then taking into consideration my air movement and how,
hmm,
air disturbance or whatever going on in that situation, to have that type of change of direction was my kind of, or my questions as to whether or not it could be paranormal, if it is just dust or
right.
so.
Well, let me run it again and see what we think.
The snake comes out of the mirror. I don't see it coming from the
Yeah, it's
ceiling.
hard. And I had done it, and I did a slow clip. I have to find it and send it to you. I did a slow motion and kind of zoom in at different parts just to
Oh,
really to analyze it as best as I could during review. Um, but I mean, yeah, I'm okay. That's one that I don't, I'm kind of in the middle of, could be either or. So,
yeah,
but a little bit more to the not paranormal.
it's one of those you really want to make. You want to say yeah, it is, but it's sort of like have a hard time justifying that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Compared to what we've captured at Gettysburg, Peachfield, and a couple other locations where.
mhm.
Yeah. Sorry, I
So,
got interrupted by gas.
no, you're good. You're good. You're all good.
You know what that's
So,
like.
Mhm.
Um, the we had this conversation, right? You and I, Todd, on the
yeah.
stage. If you remember, at the Ritz one evening
Mm-hmm.
with Staticom, then Staticom, I guess now TDSE running. Um, the direct question was asked. Spirits. Are there such things as orbs? And I'm not saying that this is the end all be all of the conversation, but a factual no came as a direct response. Speaking of timing and relevance, so
Right.
I hold that. I hold that here because we shared that experience. But these things are always so subjective
Yeah.
for to opinion, and there's clearly two sides here. Whether you believe or don't believe in orbs, I'm on the not side. We
Yeah.
did an episode on it way back in season one. We can explain what it is so many ways
Mhm.
because there are so many physical things, and what we can't see in this environment is if there's an HVAC system or some environmental piece that kicked on that created a push. I don't think
Right.
it was you vacating the room. Your drag leaving is clearly well before that, and it's well after you.
Right.
But if something turned on and something activates, to me it looks like a feather, maybe
Right.
something light,
Yeah.
But uh, I'm not an authority to say no for
Yeah. No,
sure.
Is there even a fan?
If you have your own opinion, I'll
yeah.
respect it.
But that's why I'm curious about them, because, and I know the whole thing with orbs is that a lot of it is, as far as the picture aspect. Like I said, I haven't. All our captures and experiences have been on the full spectrum camera with, where they're shown kind of, and then the one, like I think I've shared it with you, the one in Gettysburg when we initially went to Gettysburg back in 2022, and we were the only ones in the hotel room, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and she wasn't sleeping because there was banging, knocking, this and that. And then I'm like half asleep with the freaking camera, like,
It's true.
and just I captured it, and it was right at the end of the clip, but there was enough in there when you see it slow down and stuff, like it's
You can
and
see
then
through it.
you can see through it. It comes to a complete stop,
It was just a
And then
circle.
the other one was, the other one we was at the Montgomery house with Audra. Audra's
Yeah.
walking by, and then you see it pulsating in and out, which leads to the book that Bobby Gallo had shared with, kind of promoted, was the Ore Project, where you have the two NASA scientists, or at least one NASA scientist, who researched, and one of the chapters talks about fluorescence, and how, which kind of, with the one that with Audra, where they create their own fluorescence, to where now the pulsating that's coming in and out of our visual spectrum of light. But that's why that's why you see it and then it disappears, right? And my other thing is, if it was, and listen, it could, most of them have been singular by themselves. It's like, if it's dust, if it's an insect or whatever, and I know insects can fly by themselves or whatever, but
Yeah.
that's what just intrigues me about that whole phenomenon.
Uh-huh.
Phenomena.
So
That's right. It's all night. But that was really just a sign. Say, hey, take her to Disney.
there you go.
That's
I mean, we are going over. I know.
We are going.
Well, we're going away next week, so
Oh, but not to Disney.
yeah, not to Disney, but
We're going to London.
Well, there's Disney Europe now, so
yeah, I don't think we're going to make it to the catacomb,
you're jumping down. Nah.
unfortunately, because it's like $300 and some to freaking or
No, it's $500 to
yeah, for 500
round
for
trip
round trip for both of us.
to
So
go to
and
Paris.
that's just to grab the tube to make it over in 3 hours or whatever.
Right.
So,
That's Paris. I mean, that's London to Paris. That's you're never going to get to do that again. So
I really have a desire to go
all right.
to Paris.
I mean, I want to go see the catacombs. I mean, I would like to come out, see the Eiffel Tower. Okay, that's great. Unless we know it's like the movie, the Disney movie with
Ratatouille?
No. The time portal, and you go launch out, and everybody sees, what the heck is it called?
I'm
With
gonna find it.
who's I can't even think of his name. The actor with his grayish black hair. Shit.
Oh yeah, the guy with the arms and the head. That one. That guy.
Yes.
No,
No,
what
it's
the
not
heck?
Ratatouille.
Tomorrowland.
Ah, okay.
So they go through it's a
It's
small
a
world,
secret
and then it goes,
apartment atop the
there's
structure.
an alternate, and then it basically, the Eiffel Tower opens up into. Have you ever seen it? You got to go watch it. It's a good movie.
Is it Clooney?
George Clooney. It's with George Clooney.
Okay.
It's a good movie, but it's basically Tesla, and there's a secret room, and they got this thing, and they basically launch in. It's a time machine, or they go through out of space in Tesla and spin it, and they basically punch through the
It's a movie.
the veil, so to speak, and go into an alternate dimension.
Okay.
So
Got that?
it's cool. So that's why I would go to Paris and to do the catacombs. If I knew that was going to happen, that would be cool.
Well, you don't know it's not going to happen, so you got to go.
So,
No. I feel like Paris is a whole nother trip.
yeah. You could spend a good bit of time there. There's plenty to do. So.
Of course, and there's more to Paris than just the catacombs as far as the paranormal as well. We just touched on
Land.
Yeah.
we could have a whole month's worth of episodes there. And in many places the same way, like municipalities, cities, places, to big places.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Bert's a big skeptic of orbs.
Yeah.
I've seen some of these captures as well, and they're hard to they're hard to say no to, and that's why my point is I can't say no, and I won't. I just have my own skepticism to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's like the thing, like all of us, and you guys are no different. We have our own opinion systems,
Right.
but we're not against new evidence to counter it.
Yeah.
And if somebody shows me something that's proof, I'll trust it, and I have no reason to doubt
Right.
you or anyone else. So I'm willing to change my opinion
Right.
if information that's provided it shows otherwise. So
And you and I will both also go through our due diligence and try to debunk whatever is in that.
Right.
And if we can't, then hey, it's not normal.
Right.
And that's what it is. I'm not saying
Well,
it's
that's what Bobby Gallo
paranormal.
said about the Thaddeus Stevens room.
What about it?
The orb. He couldn't say that it wasn't.
Right, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't think it was a bug or anything like that.
Right.
So he was leaning more toward that it was an orb.
Yeah, that's something unexplainable. It's something that's
Yeah.
unexplainable.
Exactly. So
And like I said, I'm not saying it's a spirit. It's not, because honestly, I don't know. It's just,
hmm
but to me, it's something that's, that is not explainable, or it is, I'll use the term supernatural or paranormal or whatever. So
okay.
But
So I've got one more clip. It's another place that Jamie and I have never been. It's right in our backyard, but we haven't been there. So we should get there, I'm assuming. And this one was an EVP session. So we'll just play it, and you have this one's actually has captions in it, so you can follow along. And I did boost the audio and clean it up a little bit. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yep. So here we go.
Session, single door mansion, second floor, time is 10:31 p.m. So we heard you like cookies over here, chocolate chip cookies. Do you want us to leave any in particular for you if we bring some over? Do you like to have them in this room that we're all sitting in? Do you want them in the room, like the room 5? Do you like to have them in the hallway? How many people are here? How many students are here so we know how many cookies to bring? Are there any factory workers here with us right now? Whoever likes the cookies, can you tell us your name?
There's something there.
We have a friend who likes cannolis. Should we tell him to come over here and bring some cannolis for you instead? Maybe switch it up a little? Right, I have a treat downstairs that I can bring up. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with that chocolate in it. Do you know any of our names? And if so, can you speak into that device and say one of our names, please?
That sounds like Todd.
Wow, they were chatter. Jeez, whoever it was. But why is the busy bee going on?
I don't know.
Could be the Bluetooth. From Pod. But again, Bluetooth shot usually.
Quite a bit going on there.
There was a
Yeah,
lot.
it was like we couldn't believe when we played it back,
And no one ever says my name. Nobody can ever say it right.
except Spirit.
That's weird.
But it was just, we were amazed at how many responses. Because even at one time, like there's stuff there, like I just couldn't. That's why I didn't annotate it, because it was like there's something there, but who the hell knows what it was?
Read what
Someone
Bert just
mentions
wrote.
where I got surrounded by multiple entities and then rushed at, made me jump backwards. Wow.
What happened to me?
Where? It was
Upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
We were on the third floor. I was looking through the magic window, and
Yeah.
I was talking because there was somebody standing next to me. I assumed it was him, and I'm going, "Do you see?" Blah blah blah. I turn and look, and there's 3 men around me, and he's behind me. I'm like, "Where are you?" And I was sheet white. I didn't know how to get out of the situation. And he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "You've got to come and get me and pull me out of that." And then he just grabbed my arm, and I flung through them and ran down the steps. I mean, I don't think they were evil. It just freaked me out because they were all around me.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't comfortable with it, and thank God he was up there because I don't know what would have happened.
We've had We've had a few people on who've been to the mansion who have sensitivities and have had commented about a similar opportunity or
Really?
similar experience.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I tried to think of Stacy mostly on this one, but
Right.
she made a misquote, and instead of like being open to communication, she said she was opening herself, and it was after a day of being somewhere else and just being tired in the night kind of thing, and then she got rushed. So there is. I mean, I'm never going to challenge anybody who has sensitivities. I'm unsensitive. I say this all the time, but I can't imagine that experience. Like if you were just being kind of pressured or pressed on. I liken it to being like in a crowded elevator. I guess I
Right.
can't quite experience it the same, but there's a certain place where you are okay with people until they get too close.
Right.
Like you have your personal space.
I just wasn't expecting it, but I mean, I'm always scared, but I mean that I was really
Yeah.
scared. I was just kind of like, thank God he was there. I'm like, I can't get
Because
out.
initially you thought
I
it was
can't.
me.
I did.
Initially
I
she
thought it
thought
was
it was
you.
us.
I thought it was you, and I turned to look, and I went, "Oh crap, it's not him!" And oh, there's two more. And he's like,
Hmm.
"What's wrong?" I'm like, "Pull me out. You've got to pull me. I can't move.
Hmm.
Get me out." But
Wow.
again, it was scary because I didn't know, but I didn't feel like it was.
Right.
They were there to hurt
Yeah, you weren't
anybody or
being
anything
threatened or
like
anything
that.
like
I
that,
just
yeah.
was scared because I wasn't expecting it.
There's a comfort level with new experiences, right? Like
Right.
you tend to be a little less open or less reflective to it. And after the fact, you're like, that wasn't so bad. But
Right, right. And it wasn't. I was just like, how? What if I was alone? How would I have gotten out of there? I
Right.
guess in fight or flight, I would have ran.
Right.
I was just happy that he was there with me, just to pull me to make me feel better. Like, all right, he's still here, although he doesn't see it, but he's still here.
Right.
But yeah,
So,
yeah, that DR60 session, that was off the chain, and then
That
and then
was it that night?
yeah,
It was that same night.
and then we did a couple minutes later. We're doing. She turns up the. I said, turn up the volume on the Phasm box, and we get boobies, and then her name Carmel was like. So
Were they
that
looking for boobies or were they talking about boobies? I mean, I don't know.
it's hard to say. Yeah.
but that was because that was when we were doing the 2 nights. So we
Oh,
were
but we
there.
were then
We were at
going
Samuel
to you
Mention, and
guys.
then we did
Right,
you
right.
guys. That was a Friday night, and then we went
Yep.
to Boobs on Saturday night with you guys.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why Chad and I haven't been to the My Haunted Manor yet. Is every time there's an event there, we have our own event basically the same night, and it's so we can't double dip it the way you guys. You guys had a fantastic weekend. I was a little jealous of that. Back to back nights.
There and good boobs.
Yep.
Be a weekend thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We've teased that thought for quite a while of having some kind of package between the places or something. We just haven't coordinated it. So
There you go.
15 minutes apart, so why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I think Daryl was running from one to the other that night, the same night.
Yeah, I think you're
Right.
right. Yep,
Yep.
yep. Yeah, he was. Now to mention that, Chad.
Mhm.
So yeah. Wow. It's just you guys have done a lot. I mean, I know you've only been doing this 3 years, but you've done a lot in those 3 years. So
Yeah,
And there's no like one time we had somebody say that we fake everything. There's no way that we could fake it. I mean, if I knew how, oh, that would be great, but
yeah. I
no
think
clue
would,
how
yeah.
we would fake that.
Like I'm not that smart with and like I appreciate you cleaning up stuff because I do what I'm still learning. Like I don't even know how to do that stuff.
well, if you ever have something you need somebody to go through, let me know. I'll give you a hand. So.
But it's just we enjoy sharing our experiences to say, hey, this is what we get. What do you think?
Actually,
It's about learning, and we know that everybody has
Who was knocking at the door?
experiences and stuff. That's him upstairs taking a shower.
I thought somebody was in the kitchen. I'm like, Robbie's not here.
That's what and still just being 3 years in, I'm still like I want to share it, like share the information and our findings and video and audio
And for me, it's like,
and then her experiences.
but it's like somebody else said. So I say, oh, this happened, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, this happened to me. It's kind of like, all right, I'm not that crazy. All right, so okay, maybe I am really because I don't really trust myself. I trust myself, but not really, not like I should. I always say, oh, go with your gut. Nah, I can't go with my gut. That's weird.
Yeah.
And somebody else will say, no, this happened to me. I'm like, oh, that just happened. And I'll look at him like, see, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah. It's that imposter
Trust
syndrome.
your instincts.
It's the imposter syndrome, and it's like I had somebody ask me a couple weeks ago how as an intuitive you deal with that, and it's
Right.
like you just have to start trusting yourself,
Right.
and it's really difficult.
It is.
And I want her to trust herself because that, that instance down in the Montgomery house was one where early on, that was probably 2 years ago, where that happened. And yeah, it's like, there you go, honey. You felt it, you saw it, and then I moved out. You took the picture, and
Then
then
I always say,
there's
thank God.
and Chris was there to validate,
Right.
and Audrey,
Right.
to validate the. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Yep.
Even the Ritz, the one time, I said, "There's something here. Take pictures of me
Yeah,
behind.
the
Take
Polaroid. I
behind
didn't. I
pictures."
think because I think I sent that one too. That was in the Ritz. I know, but we didn't. That's fine. We didn't get to it, but
The pictures, you see the first picture, you see a white line here, then you see a white line here, and then it's right next to me. I'm like, it's right next to me. And then I say, "Are you here?" And you hear a voice say, "Yeah."
little kid's voice
Little
saying,
voice saying that. And with that, you see, like, it is right next to me.
yeah, you see the progression on the Polaroids.
And people are like, well, maybe it was a Polaroid. Maybe it was the wheels. Maybe it was this. But Chris
Yeah,
looks at it all. He's like,
yeah,
if it was the same, if it were the wheels, if it was the camera, it would be in the same spot every single time. But you clearly see that thing move toward me.
Right.
I love what Bert says here. That I trust Heather over every piece of equipment I have.
Yes.
And I agree with him 100%
Yeah.
on that because I've seen some true
Mhm.
magic happen
Yeah.
with Heather, but also with Bert as well.
Yes.
And Chad alluded to this a few weeks ago. Like we were walking through the bash, I think, and he came by the in the back room in the Omni room where the all the boards were.
Right,
He
right.
had a moment of like, ooh, something.
I don't like it in there.
One of them, gave off a vibe,
Mhm.
and he commented on it, and that just reinforces that I trust his
Right.
skills. And you won't give yourself the credit there, and I
Yeah.
know you won't, but I trust you in the moment of an investigation over the equipment that might be going off as well.
Well, what I found
That's
this
saying
weekend,
a lot, right? Because we're
yeah,
taught we're trained we're
Right.
taught at least to trust equipment because that's what we have.
right. This weekend, one of the positive things that happened during one of the sessions was I was getting a storyline that I was sort of spouting off, like interpreting, and equipment was agreeing with it. Someone was using dowsing rods
Right, right.
that was affirming what I was saying, which is always great when you can have that happen as an intuitive who doesn't trust yourself.
Right.
Because
Exactly. No,
it's like,
exactly.
so
And
that
I'm glad you said
It
that,
just
Chad, because
confirms it.
yeah, and I was just going to say it's great that believe that it puts validation. It's like the cherry on top that adds to, hey, what you're feeling. Hey, now just having that because it's adding layers. Like when you're having multiple things to back that up as far as validation, that just it builds your confidence in your abilities.
Mhm.
But then when you get that, as opposed to just your abilities, but then you have the equipment for validation.
Yep.
Yeah, to me, that's like cherry on the top.
You have the experience, as a sensitive and intuitive medium, whatever you want to be there, as far as your definition, that is an anecdotal experience without something backing it up, like equipment activity, captured audio, captured video, something that's a true documentation of it, and we all have anecdotal experiences every time we go in the field.
Right.
If we weren't on camera right now, your bell going off would be anecdotal, right? This happened,
Right.
So, the funny thing, stepping back a second to, saying you're faking things, there's two things to that. One is that there's the person who doesn't want to accept
Right.
the experience that they've just had, with whatever they've seen or heard, like it's just, they're not there yet to understand that or comprehend it. And those who, and I'm going to say this to be kind of funny, but those who are jealous that you got it,
Yeah, I
um,
guess.
we talk about this a lot, but we in the field should be supporting each other, right? You got a great piece of evidence, that's cool, let's share. Like let's talk about it. And instead we're trying to step on it and poo poo
Right.
it.
Wash it like it's not real. That didn't happen. She's
Yeah,
making
but I was supposed to trust. I was supposed to trust the other party when they come forward
Right.
with something.
Right, right.
We can't keep doing that crap. We can't.
Right.
We have to believe each other. We have to be honest first and fair
Right.
and objective, and do the due diligence to take away the stuff that could be normal. But then once you're there and you're confident and you're sharing it, we got to trust each other.
Right.
And guys, I trust you. I do. And I have no reason to doubt you. I've been with you in the field. You guys are fantastic investigators. You do the right things. You go about it the right way. And you come back with things that I have no reason to doubt, except for orbs. But that's me.
Yeah, there's always
All right,
going to be something.
Yeah, no,
But
I
the funny
appreciate
thing
that.
is, I always whisper to him, I'm like, Baba, like this happened, I think. And the one time we were in Van Getten, and I was upstairs, I told you the whole story, and there was nobody but the two of us in there. And then in walked Rich, and then in walked Kim. And everything I just said, they said. Now, they didn't hear me. And I just looked at him, and he looked at me, he's like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you know that? I'm like, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
She's like, you said that? And it's all like on video.
Yeah.
I said it on video, and then they came in like 5 minutes after me, and I'm like, wow. I was
See,
just amazed.
those are just the great experience, great affirmation. So,
Yeah.
So,
But again, I didn't believe myself. I'm like, well, I'll tell you, this is what I feel. And then they walked in. I'm like, oh, all right, good for me.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
well, I think that's important as an intuitive or sensitive, however you want to describe it, is having somebody you're comfortable with you at an investigation that you can share. Because
Right.
if not, I'm not going to share in front of a group of people that I've never met. But
Right.
having that person who's not going to doubt you is important. And when Jamie and I investigate, I know I can tell him, and he's not going to laugh at me. Well,
Right.
brother.
Wow.
Well, I don't know about that.
But yeah, it's just having that feedback, and it is just having that person's a positive feedback loop. So
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah, I just have to believe in myself more. But the other thing is, I don't see things. I just say it.
yep, I'm the same way.
Like everybody's like, how do you know that? I'm like, I don't know. I just say it.
My hands are here. It's over there.
So no, and I completely
I have no reason to doubt you.
so I completely get that. It just I know it, and
Right.
it's like
Yeah. I know. It's weird. I mean, I had patients that came in, and I said to her, you just had open heart surgery? She's like, yeah. I'm like, were you floating? Like, did you have an outer body experience? She's like, no. Why? I'm like, I don't know. I just have this feeling you were looking down at yourself. She said, well, I signed a DNR, and I was trying to get their attention because she retracted it. She didn't want it. She wanted to be brought back. She goes, I kept trying to raise my hand. I'm like, well, how are you raising your hand if you were flatlined? And she's like, oh, I was looking at my body. I'm like, yeah, you're looking at your body. I said, and then there's a woman that's waiting up in heaven, like the gates for you. But I said, who's the old woman? She said, I asked my grandmother to meet me there if I was going to die. And I said, well, she's there, but she's saying you're not going up. Like
Not
you're
your time.
done. It's not
Yeah,
your time.
Not your time yet.
And she's like, how do you know that? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it. I just said it.
yep, it just comes out, and Heather says I'm the same way. It just comes out.
Yeah.
So
Well, we love investigating with you guys, Heather and Bert and
Yeah.
Chad.
Where's our next road trip?
Where's our next road trip? Chad, we got to get Chad.
yeah, I mean we did the brewery. I mean we
I
have
know, but
so
We need more.
we
We
need
do.
more.
definitely do.
Well, that's really my question for you guys. What's your next adventure? Where are you off to now?
London.
London. We leave 9 p.m.
Sunday.
Sunday night.
We're there for a few days.
Yeah, so we're going over for the Festival of the Unexplained.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we found out we were going. Ron and Lourdes, unfortunately, will not be attending. Frankie will not be attending.
We'll just be by ourselves.
Anthony and Shayna are no. So it was originally we were going to support Ron and Lourdes, and
Then they start dropping like flies.
and then Frankie threw his hat into the ring. Then Shayna and
No,
Anthony.
Shane and Anthony were first, then Anthony, and then Frankie. Yeah.
Anywho, so it was going to be a big party and this and that, and then now it's just us going. So, but
It's
we're
still
going
a
to
big party. I mean,
we're going to
Yeah.
meet Andy from Alien. Andy, who we met at Gettysburg, he's going to be kind of with him and stuff. So, because I think he's not too far from where the festival is going to be. But we're doing stuff. We're going to do touristy stuff the first day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Go to Bosworth on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday head back to London for 4 days, and then we come back October 2nd. So
very cool. So,
that's the immediate plans, and then we'll see what else happens when we get back. Jet lag. We'll have to get over jet lag.
Mhm.
We don't.
We'll be
Fine.
fine.
We'll be fine.
So,
So I'm sensing you'll have equipment with you, and knowing you guys, you'll record everything. So when you come back, I think the short film should be "Dos Cocos do London."
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
and that's
But I
what
don't know if we can bring the
I don't
equipment.
know. So I know I'm going to bring the full spectrum camera. I know
I have
we're
the
going to bring your
recorders.
recorders. The recorders we're going to do. I'm nervous about bringing the Deadbell, like through TSA or whatever.
Could look like a bump.
It's in your check bag. Yeah.
Although I did take it. I mean,
You did take it, but
I
it
did
was
take
here,
it.
though.
It was
Like, coming
here.
up
We
from
went down
London.
to
Everybody scares us coming back from London. How they
So
they give you a hard time with it.
I don't know.
When you
Do I
leave.
put that in? Do I put it into luggage or do I put it in my carry-on? Like,
Hey, put it in luggage. You're fine.
yeah, I'd say luggage would be better.
Metal detect, and they'll see it, and they'll just keep going. In the worst case, they open your bag, look at it, and then they.
Then
You
I put it.
you must be a short order cook.
He's going to the hotel. He needs a belt.
So, so I guess the next question is, we know where you're going, but where can people find you and what you're doing now?
So we have socials. You can find us on TikTok at 222PIR, Instagram 222PIR, and like I said, it was just a spot for to put evidence findings to share with people, and then on with our podcast with Stay Haunted that we co-host on Monday nights at 9 p.m. with Chris Allgood and Chris Audra Killer. That is live Monday nights on YouTube. We do have but we do have a Facebook Stay Haunted page that you can like and subscribe. And we never. I always forget to say it. Like,
And
follow,
subscribe.
share.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget. We would appreciate it, if like-minded people that are curious. I know there's a gazillion and one, websites or pages and this and that, and so we're just. If you're interested, go check us out. We'd like to have a good time. You've been with us.
We
so
like to go anywhere.
We like to go
We invite
anywhere and
ourselves
anywhere.
too.
Yeah, we invite ourselves.
We do. Like, oh, good, you'll be there. All right, we'll be
Okay,
there.
we'll be there.
Well, sometimes you get invited though too, and it works out for everybody's
No,
benefit.
we do.
Yeah,
we
we
do
appreciate
get
it,
invited, but we also like to say surprise.
Yeah.
Well, you're always welcome anywhere we are. That's for sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
We will make it our way back out to the to Boobs. So
Yeah.
just got to get through this trip, and then it might be early New Year, or like beginning of the year. So
Okay. So, well, I think it's getting late. It's not that I have to use the bathroom. It's not.
right, wink, wink.
Sure.
But I want to thank you guys for coming on. I know it was going to be because Jamie wasn't here, but I'm really glad Jamie was part of this conversation.
Us too.
I wasn't sure.
Well, my trip got postponed. I can tell you, Chad, I will be out again the week of on October 14th. I'll be traveling that day instead. So I'll figure it out. We'll have an episode.
We're here. We can come back on.
Right.
London.
We could talk about London.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, see, I've invited myself again.
I like how you did that. That was really smooth. Just slid right through. You even noticed it. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I mean, I agreed with it right away too. I'm like, yeah, cool.
But no,
I think that is the Castle of Good Hope episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, we'll
figure it out.
We'll move it around. So, and Heather and Bert said it was nice getting a background on you too. Hope to see you and investigate with you soon.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
We enjoyed spending some time with both of you at Wilson Castle, and getting to know you guys a little bit better.
Just set up a road trip. We'll come.
Road trip.
So
we'll be there.
They're good at setting those up. So.
I know.
Fantastic. Yeah, they honestly, you know what? I think the Lynches should become paranormal travel agents.
Right?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's got to be a job, right? It is now.
Yep.
So why not incorporate the paranormal?
Yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah, we truly appreciate the invite. We've gotten to know you both, and consider you very good friends, and
likewise.
And the Deadbell, see, there you go.
Only tell the
and that, right? I'm speaking from the heart, and I'm getting pumped and emotional. I don't know why, but that's
okay.
But yeah, that's what we're genuine. We're not trying we want to learn, and
We're not fake.
Right.
we're just trying to learn something, different stage of our lives now and stuff like that. But
Okay. Well,
Well, we just want to have fun. I just like to laugh. That's
yeah,
my
we have a good
problem.
time. Go on. We have a good time screaming like, "Ah, bad mother effer!"
so, all right.
We'll
Well,
say that like 6 more times to be authentic.
That was just one.
so,
Yeah.
so,
It'll get warmed up.
well. On that note, I want to say thank you again. Hang out in
Yep.
the green room for a few minutes. We'll wrap things
Thanks
up.
everybody in chat, and
We'll chat later.
we'll see
Yeah.
you later.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Business. Be right back.
All right. That was a great conversation, Jamie. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad you planned to be away so we could schedule that.
I should go away more often.
So no, let's not go that far.
All right, fine.
Do you want to take what's
Yeah,
coming?
speaking of great conversations, next week we're going to have a conversation with Megan Baum, who's director of Mount Gretna Theater's upcoming production of Whispers in the Dark. And I think since we have a slide here, we can actually start talking about it a bit more. But it is an upcoming event over several weekends of an immersive theater program through Mount Gretna, PA, which is here in Mid-State, in the woods of Mount Gretna, going through and having several stops along the way where there will be segments of urban legends reacted or enacted along the way, and then about an hour perhaps of time, but benefits the Gretna folks and the wonderful work they're doing at the theater, helping to support the arts, and it's a partnership with the theater and Lancaster writers. I forget the total name there. I'm sorry,
Creative Works of Lancaster. Yeah.
Creative Works of Lancaster. So it's a wonderful collaboration, and it's spooky season, so let's go outside and do stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's fun to sit and watch movies and all that stuff, but it's even better when you go out. Like Carmella was alluding to getting being scared. This isn't meant to be like people jumping out of the woods and like chasing with a chainsaw. But if it happens, right? So
Yep.
it's cool. Probably make it back.
We hope so.
But since they haven't started yet, they can say they haven't lost anybody yet.
Exactly.
So great conversation next week. Hope you all join us there. Again, we're looking forward to having Megan on and just going through how this all came to be and what to expect and how to get there, and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Wrapping up September with Ghosts of China's Forbidden City. September is Ghost Month in China, so Chad's going to take that one. Moving forward to there on October 7th, fully into spooky season, The Mysteries of Mount Shasta out in California. This is the episode where I'm going to be hopefully able to get here, but we're going to go to the Castle of Good Hope in South Africa. And then behind that is the Endless Hallways Secrets of the Winchester House out in California. So a couple episodes on the West Coast coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We should road trip them, right?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. If we have to switch those around, Jamie, we can play
We'll
it.
figure it out. I'm not worried. We'll get it. And then events. So we have a couple coming up with Jotniks at Booby's Brewery here in Mount Joy, PA. The next one is September 27th, coming up very quickly. There are only 3 tickets left, folks. 3. That's 1, 2, 3. So if you're coming, don't wait. You might not be able to get in. But coming behind that, October 11th and October 18th, again, spooky season in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
11 on the 11th, 11 for 11. And then on the 18th, we have 6 tickets left. There are tickets available for November 8th and December 6th to round out the year still. So if you can't make those, certainly. We slide November into spooky season as well. So again, it's always spooky season here at Paranormal Lens, right, Chad?
Yep, that it is.
But plenty of opportunities to get to events, just some limited times, limited tickets on some of those closed events.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and how to find us? Well, you obviously are watching us, so you got us here. But if you're looking for more, we have a link tree, which is linktr.ee/paranormal lens. That has all of our socials, has our store. There's some goods out there for you. Christmas is coming. Not a bad time to get a Paranormal Lens t-shirt, coffee mug, water bottle for those who are into the spooky stuff. And also, you can send us an email at paranormallenspodcast@gmail.com. If you're thinking you have an episode that we have to do for you, as far as a listener submission, that's the best way to reach us. If not there, tag into any of the episodes, drop a comment. We'll see it there as well. Chad's dropped the link tree into the comments, so it's easy to see and find later. But what a wonderful thing Linktree is. It just connects all the dots for you, so you don't have to look and search anywhere along the way. And as Todd and Carmella said earlier too, give us a like, give us a follow, do all the stuff, share with others. You know, and I find this to be true, Chad. And I'm sure you do too. As soon as you start talking about your investment of time in the paranormal, someone else will start telling you a story as well.
Yep.
How they are, and all of a sudden this extended conversation occurs. I can't tell you how many times it's happened, and like first of all, you get a weird look, a little sideways look, like is it safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the discussion starts, and then time just goes by, and then someone else of a like mind, so and engagement. So this all just connects and expands. So and that's really good. And I'll go back to what I said earlier. This is what the field should be. We're here for each other. Let's just connect. Let's engage. Let's share, and let's stay positive because we're here to support each other.
Yeah. So, do you have any final thoughts before I close it out?
Thanks to the Kokos. These guys, rock stars and wonderful people on top of everything, no matter what. The fact that they go out there and they do their thing and they they throw it out there to share and here we go. And I've never not had a fantastic experience with both of them. And I've had a lot of laughs and I've had some really cool experiences too. The Deadbell experience at Wilson, but there's another clip in the upstairs back bedroom of a shadow on the floor, like a movement of a shadow that we can't explain. So like they're capturing stuff, they're paying attention, they're doing the due diligence of evidence review and sharing it and not being afraid to share is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Again, it's just one of those things where you just got to put yourself out there. So, fantastic, cool people on top of it. If you see them out there in the world, say hey.
Yep.
Give them a like, give them a follow and all their stuff. Watch Stay Haunted Monday nights at 9. Great show. The team with them and Chris and Audra, they complement each other really well. They do a great job with it.
And they have some really great guests on.
Yes.
And they're getting guests from all over the world, literally. So it's definitely worth checking them out. So
absolutely.
So I think what we're trying to say is here, it's such a pleasure having Todd and Carmella with us tonight. Their stories remind us that the paranormal isn't just about evidence. It's about the connections we make along the way. We hope you carry that spirit with you. And remember, stay alert, stay respectful, and stay curious. Good night, everybody.